Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm obviously going to talk rubbish for a moment, but I'm going to say hi, welcome to day 4 of the Visibility Challenge, because all of you are going to be joining us whilst I say all of this. I'm Helena and...
Kelly!
And we are Speaker Insight, where we help speakers, authors, and coaches to build a portfolio business on your terms. And we'll say more about what that is a little bit later, potentially. So we are on the penultimate day of the challenge, and blown away. We're still getting people joining us, which is very interesting and fun. So if you haven't registered, obviously we are doing prizes, so you need to register in order to do that, and I'll pop a link in a moment. But please take the time to catch up. You can absolutely join in. It is hugely valuable, as we are seeing from everybody. So hi to all of those of you who are joining at the moment. We are enjoying your presence here. So the big thing about today really is that you can absolutely access all of the previous ones in the announcements. So, so I'm doing that because up in the announcements at the top of the Connection Hub, you will see underneath all of them, today's will be pinned up at the top. But if you click on that little button, you'll see all of the challenges in there. So it's they are easy enough to find. And if you really want to see everything, including the posts, just in case you want to get those extra points in and you haven't managed it so far, #visibility in the search, and that will get you there too, which is really good.
You can search it as if you're using topics in your groups, which we do. You can go to topics at the right hand side of the group and look at challenges, and all the posts are there. Basically, you can't get away with any excuses of not doing your challenges this week. So, because Nita, Joanne, hey guys, good to see you.
It's really good. Now, one of the things that we are, it's almost a sideline benefit. So I'm going to do the thing where I'm just going to make myself go blurb and blurb again. There we go. So I can actually see all of your comments as well. Now, one of the things that we are loving seeing, because, we were going to invite you to do this, but you're now automatically all doing it anyway, which is great because we love action takers. Kelly and I are all about, it's all well and good learning things, but we need you to apply them. And what we're loving seeing is that actually through the daily challenges over the last 3 days or so, you are already taking action on increasing your visibility, which is the whole purpose of the challenge. So good on you. Now, so some of that might look like, so a couple of people have absolutely changed their LinkedIn profiles. They've updated it with the ahas that they got from the partly from imposter syndrome, but partly from the know yourself as well. Some of you have done introduction videos, some of you for the very first time, which is really exciting. And some of you have even got leads. We've had little tiny messages that are like, oh my God, I said this and that happened. How amazing.
Intro video and got leads straight away. I'm just laughing at Andrea's comment. She just came off a call with a client in conversation who called her an expert.
Oh, yay! Well, that just says everything, doesn't it? And so I'm really, really pleased about that. And the thing about it is you're changing your bios, you're updating your profiles, you're really kind of realizing that you are positioning yourself a lot, as a lot greater than what you were giving yourself credit for. And that's vital. So we are just saying big fat well done to all of you, because knowing yourself, that was day 1, and knowing your why, that was day 2, and giving yourself, knowing how you are positioned as an expert, that was yesterday, are all things that we call foundational steps in really building that portfolio business as a speaker, author, or coach. It is vital that you have those foundations in. So we're loving that you are not only learning, you are applying, which is the best thing. So today...
Apparently we're more visible. Taruna's loving my hair and Andrea's loving your nails.
I just saw that. It's like, oh yes, good. I was having a bit of fun. I was like having fun in the sun. It's like, oh, what a forget all the drying things. The sun can do its work. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. So let's talk about today. Now, one of the big things around visibility is, of course, how you are showing up. So we've done some of the foundational works. Now we want to get it out there in the world, because how you show up is the thing that builds your reputation. And that's our focus for today.
Yeah. And you can manage your reputation through various different things. It could be what you say, it could be where you're seen, and it could also be who you're seen with when you're seen. We've seen some people's reputations being really damaged because they've done a joint venture or they've shared a stage with someone with a different value set, and actually people start unsubscribing to their list and not following them. So that's really important, right? But in the world of social media, we also need to be really consistent in our content, okay? Our content, our messaging, and also where we're showing up. Consistency is the key to your presence, your trust, and your reputation. So many of you who have known us for the time that we've been doing Speaker Insight and Connection Hub, we only really show up on Facebook because we want to have this solid tribe of like 7,000 people at the moment, blah, blah, blah. And we're consistent with our content. We've never missed a Facebook Live in 2 years, right? Every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So we're really consistent on where we show up, but we're really consistent with our messaging, right? You don't find us talking about stuff that's off topic. So what I think a lot of people don't consider when we're talking about this topic of reputation is that people don't always listen or are aware or even consider what other people are saying about you.
Yes.
So you can manage all that consistent messaging and where you're showing up. You have control over that. You don't have control about what other people are saying about you. And the only way you can gain that control is actually by being really public and visible with how you want to show up. So I want you to think about it. This isn't the challenge, but I want you to think about this. What are the 3 words that most of your clients would basically describe you as? Not so much your friends and family, because this is looking at how you're showing up professionally, which you might be through, but particularly, what do they say when they've experienced the product or service that you offer? You know, this isn't the challenge for today, but if you want a little bit more help and awareness on this, then go to your business page or even your personal profile and ask the question, if you had to describe me or my services in 3 words, how would you describe me? It's a great way to do. And another one that I love people to do is I like them to ask, tell me, if you had to describe what I did as a job or as a career, how would you describe it? Because it's so fascinating when I've done that exercise on myself. The bits that people hang on to that they think this is what I do. And I'm like, God, that's a tiny element of the big picture. And that gives you perspective on actually what are you putting out there. But that's not the main challenge for today. That's just an extra bit. You're not going to get any extra bonus points for that.
No. However, Joanne, apparently, so I'm just going to go backwards around all of this because a whole bunch of really cool stuff is happening out there, which is really good. So Joanne actually just did this exercise and it was a very interesting result. So obviously, Joanne, we want to know what your 3 words are because hey, why not? Taruna's being interviewed next week on a podcast, which is great. Joanne again is saying, this has been a formative week. I've made a commitment to deliver a range of 1-hour group masterclasses on GDPR processes starting from Monday, which is the 2-year anniversary. Would you believe it? Oh my goodness. And she would never have, and here's the key, she would never have done that before. So good on you for stepping out and being brave and just kind of going for it, which is great. And Taruna, yes, there is some action for you to do here. She said, I've had some great Google reviews. That's visible. I need to use them on my website. Yes. Because and go on. So
I put this in someone else's day 3 comments, I think yesterday, is that we've done a Facebook Live on how to access and use great testimonials and feedback. So go back and watch that Facebook Live in the Connection Hub because you'll see how you can not only get great testimonials, but then what do you do with them afterwards? There's no good than just sitting on your inbox with a nice report or on a feedback form. You've got to use them actively.
Yeah. And so, sort of like, because that's actually one of the things, just because it showed up on Google doesn't mean it can't be useful somewhere else. And that's really what we're wanting you to think about. So Andrea's saying, is this the gobby bit?
Yeah, so I had a conversation with Andrea this morning about reputation, and she put one thing and I put, well, she's known as the gobby northerner, right? That is what we say about her. We say a lot of other stuff as well, but that's how she first introduced herself to us when she came to one of our VIP days. Anyway, that's a little bit of extra bonus work for you to do. No extra bonus points for that, just a little bit more self-awareness.
Yes. So,
challenge, however,
so
for you to do what we've got in the comments above is the known for CNAS exercise. And this is one of the best ways we know to help you manage your visibility and your reputation.
Yeah. And it is one of my absolute favorite worksheets that, gosh, been working with this for years and years, because it is the way for you to take charge of what people say about you. So you just made the examples, which Andrea is loving, by the way, of Andrea saying that she's a gobby northern bird. Now, here's the thing. That's testament and proof to what you're going to learn during this exercise, that what you say is what people take at their word, that's what's true about you, and that's what they then start to say about you. So that's great. And as an example, so here's the thing. This exercise, the known for seen as exercise, is going to really help you identify how you are currently being perceived, and it will help you put words around what you want, and that's the key, what you want to be known for and seen as. So there's a bit of actual and a bit of aspirational here. So what you're going to find when you download it, and the link is above, so what you're going to find is that on the sheet, there is a known for section and a seen as section. And the known for section is...
Oh, hang on a minute. Have you completely frozen? Have I frozen? It might be Helena. Let me see. Let me see if she's frozen on Facebook. If so, I will take over, because there's a slight delay. Okay, I think I'm going to take over, because on my screen it looks like she's frozen. Yes, she has. Okay, let me come back. Okay, so there's the known for and the seen as section, as she was saying, on both of the worksheets. And this is basically where it's split into two parts of what you've already achieved, the results that you've got with people, and the IP that potentially you've developed, the intellectual property, frameworks, methodologies, all those things, like the 7 habits of highly effective people. One of Stephen Covey's ones, for example. Yeah, I know everyone, look, we've lost Helena, but I'm picking up for her, and hopefully she might come back on. I haven't. That's good. Thanks for letting me know, Julie. Brilliant. Okay, so that's what we're saying there. And that's what the known as side of things is, the section that is basically what you've done and what you've achieved. On the seen as section, this is more about the impression that people have of you. This is the descriptive words of that, what you want people to be using when they're actually talking about you, when they think of you. And this is the impression that they get. So, we were saying about Andrea being the gobby northern bird. That's the impression that she's given, rather than the actual things that she's achieved. I think you said on your post yesterday about, 25 years in your industry and the amount of people that you've worked with and helped. That's your achievement. That's what you're known for. This is what you're seen as. So this is what gives you the recipe to start saying to people, and the quality that you need to start sharing more in your marketing, so that people have no choice but to know what these results are and the way that you want to show up. And that leads you to make authentic, consistent content that has much more of a chance of going viral and creating the legacy that you desire. Because once you are really sure about what you want to be known for, what are the results that you need to tell people. So Taruna, you're saying here that you've got lots of testimonials and stuff about the results that you've got. Now you need to be putting that out there, marketing. So that's what you're known for. You also, I know you were nominated for one of the book awards. So you need to make sure that that goes into your bio, that goes into your introductory bit, potentially on that podcast you've got coming up. And then it's also the seen as. In my impression, Helena and I are very different. So Helena is the one that does a lot of the coaching, the hand holding. She's the big mama. She's the huggy one, right? If you've got problems. I'm the left brain, geeky, strategic, maybe ice maiden, but I'm the one that you go to for a bit of a slap and a strategy type of thing, more than a hug and a cuddle. So you can see that's why we work really well together, because we work with you as clients and we've got both elements of where you need us. But that's how we are seen as, even though we're known for very similar results. So rather than going on, poor Helena can't obviously get back online because of the internet. That's fine. Let's go through your challenge. You've got the known for seen as exercise to download above. As always, we want you to like or love this video to get 1 point. Now you've watched it all the way to the end, I want you to put yes in the comments so that you know that you've watched that, and we'll give you another point. The big juicy points come from downloading the worksheet, and filling in both your known for and seen as column. And then you'll get those bonus points if you share in the comments below one thing that you want to be known for in the future, right? So what's something that you want to stretch to come into? Is it potentially you might want to be known for being a best-selling author? Do you want to be known for being an award-winning coach? Do you want to become a professional speaker? What are the things that's going to be your stretch that when you actually write your bio in 1, 2, 5 years time and you have your introduction piece, what is it that you'd love to have in there as what you're known for as an achieved result of something you've done in your business? I'm going to wish you well and hope that I know how to stop this broadcast because I'm not the host and Helena is, and hopefully we'll get going from there. So see you all tomorrow for the last day at 1 o'clock. Take care.
No, I did. No, no, no. My internet.
It's still going.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm finished. It's still going.
Okay.